Hello, can you please introduce yourself and your film?
My name is Emmanuel Park. I made a feature-length documentary called My Place, and it's a personal documentary about our family's history. The main character, my sister, who decides to become a single mother. So it spans about 7 years and sort of follows how our family deals with this whole new situation, and we embrace this new child into our families.
And what made you choose to be a filmmaker?
I was always interested in film since high school, and I wanted to do something related to it. I didn't have the courage, I guess, to really devote myself, but after working in a company for about 3 years after graduating from university, I decided that I wanted to make the plunge and go for something that I was more passionate for. That's sort of when I got involved in the film industry.
And you worked in the Korean film industry in non-documentaries before you became a documentary filmmaker. How is it different?
Also, previously I did do some work in narrative films, made my own shorts, and also I did some staff work for other projects. I'd say the biggest difference is that with narrative work, you do have to come up with a script yourself in most cases, and it was pretty tough for me, as for other people I would assume. But with documentary, I think it was more relieving because I could actually meet actual subjects and get some influence or inspiration from them, and I would have a daily routine or kind of thing to do in filming these subjects. So I think that really made it more of a lively process that I could engage with. So that was something that I find more attractive.
So My Place screened at Hot Docs in April, and it will be screening next week at the Toronto Korean Film Festival. How does it feel to have your documentary screen at 2 different film festivals in Toronto?
Well, it is a special event for me because I was born here and my sister still lives here, so it is, I guess, a more special kind of event than any other city for it to be screened to the community. And also I find that, I guess, Toronto being such a multicultural city and also a city of immigrants as well, I think there is a wider community that does relate more to the stories of the film, which deals with issues of migration or reverse migration and identity and so forth. So I think brings a different vibe to how the film is received, and I think I really enjoyed that. Yes.
What message were you trying to convey with My Place to the audience?
Well, as the title implies, I thought that my family story was a story of each character trying to find his or her own place in this world. So I think it deals with the difficulties of trying to adjust to a society wherever they might be. So I guess I wanted the audience to not only see this as just a particular story of a particular family, but more of a universal story of people trying to find one's own place, and hope that they could reflect upon their own families or their own trajectories in life in finding their own place. So that was sort of the kind of message I was trying to convey.
Okay. And how's the audience's reaction been so far to My Place?
It was really good. I didn't actually, even after finishing my film, I had really doubts about it. I didn't know if it was going to really be seen as a more universal story, but I was really surprised by the audience responses, because they were not only enjoying the film and thinking of it entertaining, but they also were actively sharing their own stories of either growing up in Korea or having to move abroad to a foreign country and trying to adjust there, or there were some actual single mothers coming forth saying that they had similar experiences, or that they were actually the child of a single mother as well. So I've expected more questions about the movie or the subjects themselves, but actually it was much more about sharing their own stories. So that was quite a fascinating experience to have people for the film to be able to elicit those kind of responses.
And how did you get your family to be comfortable with you filming them for 7 years?
I guess I could say that I was preparing for about 20-something odd years to get them comfortable with me and me filming them. They had a certain trust in me, I guess, from the beginning. They knew that I wasn't going to just exploit their stories for the sake of a film. So I guess I had that. And also, they were, like, especially my father was reluctant at first. But I think that he did actually want to share his own stories, because whenever I asked a very sensitive question, he first would be reluctant, but then he would actually spill the beans and reveal more than I was actually expecting of him. So I think that he was just he needed that kind of opportunity to say his own stories, and the camera was a good way for him to capitalize on it.
So My Place is a very personal documentary about your family, with your sister being the main character. But through the film, we get to see kind of your self-discovery. Was this a planned move on your part?
Well, at first, I was thinking of trying to document my own sort of change in progress in it, because my initial reaction to my sister's pregnancy was very well, I had my concerns and I wasn't really sure what to think of the whole situation. So that sort of confusion, I think, fueled my desire to make a film about it, because I did want to find answers for myself and see where I would end up in the end of the film. So that was, I guess, part of it, but I didn't know in which direction it would head in the beginning. So I guess there was an unexpected element of it in it as well.
In addition to being the director, you're also the narrator. Was the reason for that you wanted to pull the story together? What were you thinking?
Well, as I said, it was a very, I guess the personal motives were really strong in starting the film, so it only felt right for me to narrate and be the guidance throughout the film for the audience. It was also, I guess, from a director's perspective, I needed that sort of voice that would be able to incorporate the four different characters as well. So that was also, I guess, part of the reason for doing that. Yes, in the end, I did wanted it to feel as a very honest story, and in order for that to happen, I thought that I did have to reveal, I guess, more of myself and the change that I went through as well, in order for this to feel like I guess an honest story, rather than me being a more objective kind of narrator or character. So hence, I guess that's why I'm in it as much as I am in, and also the reason for my narration. It only felt right for me to do it rather than having somebody else, a professional, person to do it for me. Because I feel that personal touch within the voice, or the nuances within it, is also very important. My Place is going to be screened at the 2014 Toronto Korean Film Festival, May 31st, Saturday. Doors opens at 5:40 and the screening starts at 6:10. So at the AGO, I hope a lot of people from Toronto can come see the film. Thank you very much.